those who watched my last two videos know that I'm slowly getting through the vertices of this triangle of university life: health, society and studying. I've covered eating and exercise, and today I'm gonna cover extracurricular activities. A lot of people in the comments have asked me how much should I put about my extracurriculums on the personal statement when applying. And while other universities might prefer a well-rounded person who plays rugby, cello, knows 5 languages and somehow manages to also get A stars, Cambridge is more like love the hell out of your subject. The truth is, even if you're obsessed with your subject, there is no way you can do it 24/7 without going crazy. You need other activities. You need to be talking to people who don't know your subject and think differently. You also need that time to take a break and let your brain be absorbed in problem solving in other areas. So what can you do in uni apart from sitting in a library? I'll walk you through what I did 2.5 years ago, since my freshers week till now. So I joined lots of sports clubs, tennis, kayaking and badminton. I joined some societies that only give talks, so they require no skills other than listening. I also joined some things that required no prior knowledge of it, so I could start fresh. I'm sure there are things that you tried when you were a teenager but have always been a beginner in that area, but university is a great place to actually improve those skills. For example, I decided that I needed more fun maths in my life, so I signed up to Trinity Maths Society, and that was pretty intense, no regrets though. I signed up for Filming Society, but sadly they did not do like teaching. It was more like doing and learning from it and failing, and I have enough of that in my academic life. I was also going to an art room for a while because basically King's invited a person from Queen's College to supervise this room and have all these expensive things like acrylic paints and very expensive canvases that people totally ruin. But the point is, they started organizing live drawing classes, and I've had enough of drawing naked people in my sixth form, so I also dropped. But I highly regret that, because to be honest, if it wasn't live drawing, if it was like just calm sketching, and they actually organized it 2 weeks ago, that can be so comforting and relaxing. A great way to spend an evening. Another thing that King's does for free is BSL, which is British Sign Language. I started doing ASL, American one, but then I kind of dropped it, and I realized later on that it's so different to British ones, so knowing one won't really help you with another one. One of the King's College staff is deaf, so he's teaching us for free, which is also quite nice. On the topic of languages, you can learn a language in Cambridge. There is a language center. They offer around 10 different languages. In my first year, I think it was around £230 for a course. Now it went up to 265. Some colleges will actually pay that for you. King's does this weird thing where it pays only 50% and then you pay 50 yourself. Still, I find that £130 is a bit too much. Although it really depends on the teacher, maybe they're amazing, but I decided I could learn from free resources like Duolingo, Memrise, and just casually watching German YouTube videos. By the way, heads up to anyone wanting to do engineering in Cambridge. Engineering department has a language unit where you can do learning for free. I also wanted to join some music societies, but none of them teach you from scratch. All of them expect you to have started piano when you were 3. I have though been practicing ukulele to the terror of my neighbors. That's all I can do. Actually, let's look at the list of Cambridge societies together. So here we have everything that starts with A, with B, and with C. And I actually wanted to look through all of them, but then I realized, wow, that has been only 3 letters of the alphabet. There is no way I can look through everything. This list is, however, free to anyone to browse, so I will put a link down below. So since this video is actually at the social corner rather than extracurriculum things, I just realized that when I think about society, I think of clubs and societies and things to do after lessons, but actually everyone does the good old hanging out with your friends and Netflixing and birthday celebrations and so on. The problem in uni is of course finding the balance, because you might end up binge watching this show that you've been dying to see and then feeling very guilty, and regret will drive you to tears and you won't be able to work. Currently I'm trying to use the Pomodoro technique, very easy. 45 minutes of work, 5 minutes of probably eating, and then 10 minutes of YouTube browsing. What comes next? Clubbing. Clubbing is probably what most people think when they're like socializing in the late hours of the day. I have never been to a club in my entire life. Sometimes I feel like I'm lucky enough not to have experienced the peer pressure. I surrounded myself with people with whom I have common interests, so most of them do not keep inviting me places where I would be uncomfortable going to. I might make another video on the whole alcohol and going out thing, but right now all I want to say is that if you're coming to uni and you're worried about being forced to do certain things that you don't like, don't be. Because sometimes it's as easy as saying no. People will love it if you keep saying, well, not today, well, I can't do it right now. They will keep asking. If you do have a strong opinion on a certain thing and you just say, no, I don't like this thing, why do you keep forcing me to do it? They'll realize that actually you feel quite strongly about it and it's your opinion. And by the age of 20, you're an adult, let's be honest. So yeah, learn how to say no when you're a teenager. Okay, back onto good things. I've signed up myself to a massage society because I thought, you know, that's how you bring happiness to people. It used to be £35 for a foundation course. This year it was 15 for 6 sessions, right? Once a week we go over different parts of the body. Pretty neat, I'd say. Personally, I think it's possible to manage all these societies, not go crazy and stay on top of your workload, but more and more I'm finding myself in this situation where I actually want to be meeting up with people and getting to know them because, you know, fear of missing out on things is pretty real here. And all these societies, yes, they're amazing, but if you graduate and you'll find yourself thinking, wow, I have actually made friends, I don't want to find myself in such a situation. So you have to remember the term is only 8 weeks, so you have to make sure that you keep talking to people when they go home. I think for me, especially when I go home, I feel quite isolated. Even with Skype and Facebook, it's not the same when I'm scrolling through my newsfeed and I see a lot of people, since they stayed in the UK, meeting up and hanging out during vacation. I mean, if anyone wants to come to Russia, you're welcome. So yeah, you should totally meet up with people, unless it's cold outside and you want to sleep, and then you just cancel it all. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be on studying. Bye. Let's cut this thing off.